Welcome to Family Basics 101. I'm Dr. Bruce McClure, and as we finish our five-part series entitled The Art of Imminent Love, today we will focus on preparing for a repeat performance of lovemaking. What do you do when you discover a great shopping place that provides excellent quality, excellent service, and excellent prices every time you shop? What do you do when you find an excellent doctor, an excellent attorney, or a professional service that has provided nothing but great services every time? What do you do if you discover how to put passion, pleasure, love, intimacy into your relationships, and it works better than your past way of relating to people? The best answer is to repeat the steps that produce the desired goal. So let's review how to prepare for a repeat performance of intimacy in relationships. First, according to Webster's dictionary, much like the American Heritage Dictionary, they both agree that art is a skill involving human effort and an effort to imitate that required study, practice, observation, but it also, according to Webster's dictionary, requires conscious cognitive thinking and focus inside of one's mental self. Void of that conscious mental involvement with an awareness of what the completed product or the active results are supposed to be, one is just experimenting with the hope of producing something worth keeping. In essence, you're just stirring a recipe together and hoping for the best. So step number one is to make sure that there is a clear definition in mind relative to what art is. It's a skill involving human effort that is focused toward a desired goal. Second, once you understand the art, there is a process. It's no good to have ingredients without also understanding how do you assimilate those ingredients together. Behavioral scientist Desmond Morris, in an article for Studies of Love, discovered that close relationships that last the longest are those where individuals involved have similar intimacy patterns. He also concluded that it is the assimilation into the similar intimacy patterns that allow individuals time to bond within the relationship. Now, failure to take the time to bond within the relationship, to build trust, and to build what is a bond worth having called intimacy, if those ingredients and the time necessary and the patterns of similarities are not present, then there's a high probability that the intimacy is going to break down and even deteriorate along the way. So understand there's a definition that must be clear of what the art form is. Secondly, there must be a process, but the process of intimacy requires a similarity between the two people. In essence, it's almost like two being able to walk together, and if two cannot walk together, then there isn't an intimacy pattern of similarity. Once there's a pattern of similarity, then you look at the necessary foreplay of lovemaking. And remember, we said foreplay is not what you think, because intimacy is stimulated by the interdependence of multiple spheres such as sight, touch, voice, proximity, cognitive similarity patterns. It stands to reason that such stimulation cannot be very effective if it is regulated and then it is restricted to when I get married. In essence, this art and this process should begin in early childhood development. What type person were you in terms of practices relationally? Foreplay, having fun, enjoying being around people within environments such as grade school, junior high school, young adulthood, your single life. The answer to the above relational questions will likely become the practice of foreplay once you marry. Females, regardless of their marital status, are designed to receive proper stimulus, not just in marriage, but from childhood. The failure to provide proper nurturing and developmental stimulus has a higher potential to manifest itself in adulthood relationships, whether it's good or bad. Hopefully, it's more good than bad. Also, males who fail to learn how to provide proper stimulus will likewise have unhealthy adult interactions. So hopefully, because we're talking about the repeat, hopefully those experiences have been very favorable thus far in your relationships. And then fourth, we talked about the pleasure that comes as a result of understanding the art, the pleasure that comes as the result of going through the proper process of intimacy patterns, the pleasure that comes through proper foreplay stimulation, not just in the bedroom, but relationally from early childhood development. And once those steps are followed and practiced and you get positive reinforcement from them, then that's where you enjoy the intimacy of the relationship. When one thinks of pleasure in an intimate love relationship, often the first thought is for the more commonly used term erotic. While the word eros does mean passion, sensuality, and romance, it has a much more enduring meaning of an emotional passion for another that cries out for a lasting relationship driven by a more spirit-to-spirit communication. So it's not just a 45-minute or 2-hour or 3-hour encounter. It becomes a lifetime endeavor. Couples sometimes allude to finding their soulmate, whatever that means. And basically what is being said is they found a person they can share profound pleasure with. They found a person that is, in their estimation, worthy of a healthy, intimate relationship. In the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 2, 3, and 4, the Bible teaches about repeat performances, much like we've talked about in Family Basics 101. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. The term have is not a one-time operation. It means you begin at some point, you continue, and you stop, but you don't stop forever. You pick up and you keep on going. So it's a repetitiveness. Let every man keep on having over and over and over again. Let every woman keep on having over and over and over again each other, the repeat performances. But what makes those repeat performances worthy of coming back is the performance. And it's not the performance of acting, it's the performance of an art skill, where you've got the ingredients right, where you've got the foreplay right, where the process is right, where the love is right. And who would not want to keep coming back for more? I'll see you back in class again next time. Don't be late, and don't skip class.